Yo, 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 what up? Yo, if you like playing Fortnite on your iPhone, you better forget about that, because those days are over.
We're talking about happiness as an American concept, and we're talking about the earthly, non-good, no good Spotify deals that is ravishing podcasting, but not this one, because we're owned by Walt Disney.
Yes. This is Ricker and Bond. Yeah.
Enjoy it.
How come you don't want me? If you want to keep going, I will keep going tonight. What's up?
Hello. What's all this then?
Can't beat the fucking Clippers. Y'all make me sick with this shit.
Well, listen to this. Turn up the night.
Politicians are a lot like that. They should be changed frequently for the same reason.
Yo, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to listen to Ricker and Bond.
Good, we find it now.
Protect the city.
Sick fucking song, dude.
Thank you, Trey Songs, for that.
Dude, that's 2005 Trey Songz, otherwise known as Bobby V, otherwise known as Bobby Valentino.
Bobby V?
Do you know who Bobby V is?
No.
Neither do I, but I'm sure everybody who was 18 to 24 in 2005 was all up in that shit.
It's all about Bobby V.
Bobby V, but it's also, I feel like he got fucked with his name because I've seen Bobby Valentino, Bobby V, and I think he got fucked like Joe Budden did.
Why'd Joe Budden get fucked?
Oh, dude, we'll get into it on this episode of Ricker and Bond. What is that, the intro, dude?
Ricker and Bond.
Ricker and Bond. Like a sitcom.
Ricker and Bond. The show. We're back. It's Friday. Friday. You made it to the weekend almost. Just got to get through this last 9 to 5. Just
Oh, but you did. You got murdered on the way home. Oh, you lost your life. You lost the game.
Should have paid attention. Shouldn't have been on your phone.
Was actually in a Tesla autopilot. Crashed into him.
Teslas can kill people. Don't be misinformed. Also, speaking of Tesla, ooh, god damn, I really want some Tesla stock right now. They're going to split on the 31st. And, ooh, buddy.
There's a story I have that is very economic based, not just kind of like fun Robin Hood stock economic based, but goddamn like Fed shit. And I'm gonna click it. Speaking, there was another split, dude. Caller John David Ricker.
Apple.
But it had nothing. No, but it wasn't
It's
money real based. It was something else. But I thought it was a nice little segue. But I forgot it.
Happy Friday, yo! Before we get into the nitty gritty.
Oh, yeah, fine, dude. I'm
dip our
super
toes
excited to talk about the links I've clicked.
Bro, super. Like, how's everybody doing? Everybody chilling? Everybody enjoying their Friday?
Fuck you, Spotify. That's right. Button gang, dude.
Okay. Sounds like you.
Yeah, that's right. Suck my
shit. That
button
reminds
dick,
me.
dude.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm going to Palm Springs this weekend.
Mhm.
Totally forgot to go to Target and get a Palm Springs fit. Got to do that after this. Yeah.
What is that? Something that's sunscreen based? Like a hat or something?
No. It's just probably a new black shirt.
Maybe some water?
Probably maybe
Some
like
extra gas for the drive?
a pack of black shirts sounds good to me.
A pack of Black and Mild?
Nah.
For that sweet desert heat, you want just a pack of B&Ms.
So I can go impress the girls that won't be there. Just gonna be
You're going to go into a pool, going to splish splash, take a bath on a Saturday night?
Yeah, dude. The most expensive Palm Springs trip ever, bro. Fucking.
Why is it powered by green?
It's powered by green because a bunch of people were going, and a bunch of them dropped out. So the price just went higher and higher. So now I'm just like, oh, fucking solid. I could fucking fly to New York and back for the same price right now.
You're going in on a condo?
It's
Palm
a
Springs condo?
It's like a house.
Airbnb?
It's
Or
it's like
big and cut?
I haven't even seen it, but apparently it's bitching.
As long as it's bitching. As long as it's bitching, dude, I'm happy for you, man. If
Maybe
it
I'll get
wasn't bitching, I would have some pause about it. But
maybe
if
I'll
it's
go to the
bitching,
casino and get all my money back. You know,
that'd be fun.
that'd be fun. Or lose all my money. You know, there's
That's
that.
probably what you would do.
I'll probably feel
But you gotta
worse.
set a limit, dude. You're fucking $50 in. I already lost my $50. It's time for me to walk out. It's time for me to go watch the TV.
I can work with
But
50
no, people don't
bucks.
do that. They're like, oh, I'll get it all back, and then next thing you know, kid can't go to college online.
I can do 50 bucks.
My kid can't go to online college anymore because I have 4 mortgages
Have you
on
seen that?
one Palm Springs condo.
Have you seen that picture of that kid crying? That white kid crying, because he's frustrated with online school, like in the kitchen, and then
I've
somebody.
seen the old white kid with the veins out of his face meme, but I don't
Uh,
think I've seen this new Gen Zoom meme.
Yeah, he was fucking crying. And then somebody replied with like 2 little Mexican girls sitting in a Taco Bell parking lot trying to use the Wi-Fi.
Well,
And I was like, difference.
yeah,
Or, I don't know.
that sweet internet equity. Some people just don't have this sweet old Time Warner cable box, you know?
How much is internet? I think the cheapest I've seen is $23 a month.
Mm,
You know,
pretty okay.
it's pretty affordable, but I don't know everybody's sitch. I don't know everyone's
My sitch is I have to get a $23 pedicure every day. And so once you have that $23 pedicure after the first day of it, it seems to get a little asinine to get a pedicure after you just got a pedicure.
Yeah.
But I got to spend these $23, you know?
Damn, should I dip into the savings and buy some more Tesla? It's really high right now.
This is okay. This is just me reading a link, right? I know not a lot of information about it. Very economic. Someone went to online college and did economic stuff, but there's a change of Fed policy, right? There's a policy shift going on Thursday. Chairman Jerome Powell announced a major policy shift to average inflation targeting means the central bank will be more inclined to allow inflation to run higher than the standard 2% target before hiking interest rates. In addition to the inflation charge, the Fed shifted its approach to employment in a way that will focus on those at the lower end of the income spectrum.
That is
Inclined
expected.
to allow inflation. Called for a robust updating. So inflation will be allowed a little more room over than 2% according to a monetary policy strategy change from the Fed first adopted in 2012. What does it mean? I don't know. Do your own Googles. I'm just here clicking links telling you what I clicked.
Feel bad for our grandchildren.
Why?
I have to deal with all this shit.
Everything's going to be
A
a
pack
lot
of
less
gum's gonna be $6.
buying power.
Yeah, because fucking this is because of Corona. 'Cause that's-
No, apparently this was finna happen either way. But you know, I think they've been talking about it for a minute. I doubt that fucking 6 months is gonna change federal policy of money really. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. You know, some sweet macroeconomic news for you. Shit just changing. Don't know what exactly is changing or how you could prepare yourself, but you know, I don't know, YouTube something.
I ain't had no job
shit,
since
dude.
2009. I ain't on no
You
schedule.
freelance, dude? You think Drake has a 1099 freelance gig?
You think Drake is an LLC?
I think so. Does he
Probably.
not own OVO?
You think Drake just hopped on LegalZoom and just got OVO? What if I bought OVO, like it expired today, and I just hopped on that shit?
Didn't
be
someone
like-
do that with something?
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, can you slide me $100,000, Drake? I know that's not that much for you.
I feel like it was
If you can hand that
WWE.
to a woman to go blow in the mall, you can slide it to me for your brand back.
OVO
bro.
is an owl face. It's an owl.
Yeah, it's great.
OVO.
October's very own.
No one even knows what that means, Drake. You little inside.
Everybody knows what that
joke
means.
Oh, I remember what the split was. It was a Fortnite split. Fortnite splitting it into 2 games because they had a tussle, a tiff with the owner of the game and Apple.
That must be
Forgot
a
why.
brand new development. Did that just happen?
The fight between Apple and Epic Games has been just raging harder than anything that is hard for a little bit, but the game split is a new development. August 26th, dude. I think they're if you're on iOS or Mac OS, you're not gonna be able to play Fortnite.
Nope.
And we're learning that that's not all players on iPhone, iPad, and Mac will also lose cross-play Fortnite multiplayer with non-Apple platforms.
Damn, Fortnite. Just pay the fucking 30%. God
Probably
damn it.
don't have to really. That
It's
means
just like
players on the Apple platforms will be stuck on the current version of Fortnite and they'll only be able to play with one another.
I was reading this thing on, I want to say Washington Post, and they were saying that if Fortnite is trying to get a special deal like Amazon has, instead of 30%, 15%, they're going to lose because antitrust cases aren't about haggling prices. They're about monopolies, you know? So they have to prove that Apple literally has a monopoly in the space, which is kind of difficult.
In the gaming space?
Yeah, because
What
there's
what
in the
spaces
app
are they fighting
space,
over?
in the app space, in the fucking mobile app space. Because are they still on Google or did they pull out that too? They pulled off Google too, I think.
Um, I don't know. I lean towards saying they might still be on it.
And they tried to um what's the fucking word? Restraining, not a restraining order.
Cease and desist.
Something like that. They tried to do something like that with Apple to keep their game on the App Store while the case is going through. But Apple's like, nah, you sneaky motherfuckers. You tried to do some things. But if you want to not go over our heads, then we'll put you back in.
A judge
So
refused to grant a temporary restraining order against Apple on the basis of any duty to return Fortnite to the iOS store.
you know what was interesting though? There was a Qualcomm case. Qualcomm makes
Qualcomm.
chips for like everything. And the case was saying that Qualcomm had a monopoly on fucking tech because everybody relies on them for chips. And the judge was like, yep, that's right. And then 2 days before this Fortnite case started, another judge turned that case over and said, this isn't anti-competitive, it's just hyper-competitive.
Interesting.
Yes.
Hyper versus not.
And fucking so it said something about the Trump administration disagreed or something with the original ruling that Qualcomm was anti-competitive, and the article was saying this is the first time the federal government has like openly disagreed with a court, openly disagreed with itself. Yeah.
In like a past ruling?
Yes.
So the precedent was unprecedented?
I don't know if it was the president himself. It just said the Trump
No, the
administration.
precedent, not the
Oh,
president.
yeah.
Like a president sent by a court case.
Yes. Because it is kind of the same thing.
I don't know.
They made a really kind of irrelevant case at the beginning, or an argument. Fortnite's or Epic Games, they were saying that at the beginning of fucking PC days, everything was open, and the beginning of the internet, everything was open, but Apple's making everything closed.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Which is true.
Yeah, it's true. But then fucking like the result of that is increased performance and security. You know?
Yeah. Do you know what the whole thing started off? I'm gonna read the paragraph where it started.
Yes.
Epic added a direct payment mechanism to Fortnite that violated Apple's rules. Fortnite was booted from the App Store, kicked off Epic's orchestrated campaign against the iPhone maker. Made a short parody commercial, apparently.
Yeah.
So this is over direct payment of probably some like in-game stuff.
Yeah. Because if
Um,
you do that, you don't have to. They don't have to pay Apple a cut.
Epic announced a permanent discount on V-Bucks and other cash purchases in the game of up to 20%. The developer is quick to point out that it's not a sale. These are new prices for the in-app currency in both the PC and console versions of the game. On mobile, however, things are a bit more complicated. On both iOS and Android, Epic has introduced a new direct payment option. The new direct option comes with the discount. When you select it, the game sends you to a payment screen where you can choose either a credit card or PayPal. Currently, there are no savings if players use Apple and Google payment options, where Apple and Google collect an exorbitant 30% fee on all payments. If Apple and Google lower their fees on payments, Epic will pass along the savings to players.
Steve Jobs said, um, "You don't want your phone to be open like a PC, because if you fucking download 3 apps and you need to make a call and your phone breaks, you're fucked. Because shit like that happens on Android.
Android, interesting. If you're
Android,
into mobile
Android.
gaming and people profiting off those games, and you, but people profiting more off of you rather than another company. If that's interesting to you, click the link below, smash that like button, ring that bell. YouTube.
30% might be high, but I do think Apple is entitled to charge something. They're giving Epic Games access to millions of people's phones. And they're doing it. They're also, not only that, they're providing them with a lot of tools and a really robust platform. Not only that, they made the fucking code that it's running on too. So making the game
Game or the app?
both. If it's running on fucking your iPhone, it's probably running on Swift code, which was made by Apple for apps.
How come Android doesn't have a big hubbub about it?
They do, but this is more like I'm like 90% sure they were taken off of Android too. But this is more like, this isn't the first time that Apple has fucking been in trouble for this, because Spotify was going through the same thing with them a couple years ago. Our good friends
Apple
at
taking
Spotify.
cuts of apps. Apple taking cuts of apps.
But Amazon has a special deal with them, apparently.
Do you know what the deal is?
15 instead of 30.
Hmm.
Which is notable because Tim Cook said under oath that every app developer has the same 30%. Yeah.
Well, Epic try to be getting those deals that they're trying to get with those V-Bucks.
Epic's going to get themselves kicked off the App Store is what's going to happen.
I wonder if it will significantly affect their income.
Apple does not need Epic Games. And a couple years ago, they were literally, Epic Games was on Apple's stage at the Worldwide Developers Conference, and they were sucking each other's dicks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dick sucking Epic Apple?
Yeah. They're like, oh, look at this new render engine and the new iPhone. Look at this amazing game we can make. Remember Infinity Blade? You ever play that game? The game was fire.
It rings a very vague bell, but I don't seem to remember it. Did it have a six-sword game?
It was that. Came out with the iPhone 4. I don't know how I was able to play it on that small screen, but
Infinity Blade. What was the goal? You gotta kill people, bro?
literally all you do is just swipe and you just fight monsters. It's like not very hard. But it was very ahead of its time at the time. It looked like a console game on your phone at a time when nothing looks like that.
They went down in 2018, the Infinity Blade trio of games, dude. Rest in peace, Infinity Blade. People probably remember you.
Rest in peace, Epic, for losing half their users. Most people probably play it on PC anyway, honestly.
Yeah, I don't feel like a lot of people are gaming on their phone with it.
Yeah.
It seemed like when it came out, I was like, oh, this shit's on fucking mobile. That's cool. But it's probably a nice console-driven game. It does seem that it kind of lost steam as well to other stuff.
It's all about PUBG anyway, but I don't play either, so it doesn't matter.
What else we fucking got in the news, dude?
I don't know. We should think about it while we take a break. Bye.
Oh, nice sound effect, dude.
Well, thanks, dude. Just
You
got
got
it.
your own soundboard now?
Yeah,
Vroom, vroom.
Pay $400 for that drop. All right, we'll be right back, boys and girls.
With time, the undertones of music and comedy and kind of the socially accepted stuff in general have changed and stuff.
So fast, dude. I was looking at Shane Dawson, dude. I was like,
That was a little overtone.
everybody, not everybody, but like, people used to be okay with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it really boggles me is, I'm not surprised that I thought it was super funny because I was like 12, right? But there were people like making videos for him. They were like my age and older. They're like, yeah, let's do some blackface. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. You
And
know,
I'm just like, I wonder if they regret that right now.
probably.
You know, but I will say,
What do you say, dude?
I don't think Shane Dawson is a racist person. You know, I just think he has a fucked up sense of humor.
I don't know. I always bring up celebrity personalities. I never know a person. I'm not gonna really like.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bernie Spears is crazy. I don't know if Shane Dawson is racist. Make
Fucking
context clues, but at the end of the day, no fucking idea. And we're just conjecturing into nice sure SM7Bs.
fucking Jenna Marbles had
What's she
a
doing with her ugly ass dogs?
she fucking also did a blackface video, and she did a very long crying apology a little bit ago.
Was
And
it
everything-
blackface or some makeup brown face?
It was some makeup brown face, but she knew what she was doing.
That also happened with the dude. Do you know Bon Appetit?
No.
The YouTube channel. There's the big conglomerate of YouTube channel makers, and they do like those kind of fancy cooking videos they're most popular for. And they were paying the white people more than non-white people. And there's a picture of him with like he was dressing up as like an Italian mobster or something with like a tan face.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Some people get destroyed, and some people nothing happens to them. Like Jimmy Kimmel.
That's true. What did Jimmy Kimmel do? Blackface?
Jimmy Kimmel did blackface.
I remember
Fucking-
that.
who was
a-
saying-
there
who was
some
saying-
Twitter about that, was there not?
Who was saying? I was listening to some podcast, and it's like some old comedian, and the interviewer was like, "How come Jimmy Kimmel? Not like how come he can get away with it, but how come he's like so? How come he's so politically charged right now?" And the guy was like, "Well, if you remember back in 2005, he tried to do something not politically charged. He tried to like do something centrist, and then fucking the network was like, you can't do that,"
He
or something like that.
put on a full ass motherfucking black.
Bro, I
skin
know,
suit,
right?
dude.
Right? Who could do that and then lose their job right now?
Probably most people.
Most people.
He,
Fucking Jimmy Fallon did it too, bro.
there's a June article about Kimmel addressing it.
Yeah, but
It's pretty recent.
Jimmy, it was like fucking a couple years ago, and Jimmy Kimmel's fucking. It's okay because he's on TV every night crying about how everything's awful, so he gets a pass.
Well, you know, you can cancel him if you want.
Me canceling him won't do anything. I don't really
mean,
care. I don't
He'd
care.
be canceled in your life, you know.
Yeah.
Which
Some
brings
people,
me-
it's not enough unless the person's like, unless they lose their job and their wife leaves them or their husband leaves them, and they lose every brand deal. It's not enough. You just gotta fucking get in there and just Send BuzzFeed every screenshot you can find.
To basketball.
What about it?
Milwaukee slash all the NBA walked out of their playoff games because of the man who was shot in Milwaukee
Oh
by
yeah,
a police.
saw that.
And some teams wanted to postpone the playoffs, but I think other teams were like, no, we don't want to do that.
This whole season's just a mess, isn't it?
It was a bubble season.
Just throw the whole season away. See, this is what happens. They don't want to see the Clips win, so they start a
But
pandemic.
I mean, the Clippers were one of the two teams that wanted to leave
Oh,
the playoffs. But a lot of people are like, we don't like the politicization of the basketball league.
well, I mean, 90% of the players are black. So what are you gonna do?
That's true, but I mean, that's also true in other sports. It's kind of less people in the NBA though. But I mean, same thing happened with football,
Yeah.
baseball in the past. I don't know. I think recently there's some stuff. But
Do
that's
you
what I brought up.
think?
What?
Because I saw that the owner of the Lakers and the owner of the Clippers made statements like, "Oh, we support this."
Buses?
Yeah. Do you think secretly they're like, "Fuck, I'm not making any money. Got to put out a statement so that I'm in solidarity with them," or do you think they're truly like, "Yeah, this is the good move. Let's do it," or they're probably like, "This is the good move. Let's do it," because if I don't, I won't make any money next year.
Everything's probably gray, but I'm sure that because I know, like with the Clippers, right? Their new owner came after fucking Donald Sterling.
Yeah.
So
So they have to.
no, but it's just like if you're fucking an owner, if you're a boss of a company, and the people that you employ are not fucking with you for one like a moral reason, maybe you're okay with the moral reason, but
Kudos
there's
to him
also
for changing the name from the LA Slaves to the LA Clippers too. That was great.
a gray area of money is always intertwined into that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure. I don't know. I would. I'm assuming that they're okay with it morally plus financially.
They're still getting paid probably. Probably. Oh boy. Someone was
That's why I
like,
brought up though, because like with people not liking it in sports, like and then like Jimmy Kimmel stuff, you could always just choose not to watch it and tell people fuck off with it.
yeah. You vote with your wallet, people. And in this case, with your
Kinda.
eyes. In this case, it's kind of like your wallet. Because if you don't watch it, then the advertiser must pay more. I don't know how that works. I don't know how
Vote
many
probably won't matter either way, but you can vote.
It's in
Won't matter.
principle though. It's in principle though. I won't listen to you complain if you didn't try to do anything. That's how I look
Of not watch the NBA.
about anything really. Really. If you say I don't support the NBA, but you watch every game, I'm like, you do support the NBA.
Yeah.
You know. You respect the game just by playing the game,
Yeah.
by partaking in it.
It could also be said for the opposite, probably. Some people say that about politics and voting.
Like what do you mean?
Potentially, at least. If you don't vote in a, most people say president election, then you're still making a vote.
Yeah, you are making a vote. You're probably making a vote for the person you don't want to win. Honestly. Like even if voting doesn't do anything, it's like the whole thing is like
You still have no choice.
you didn't even try. Like even if your choice is an illusion, like the fact that you have the opportunity to partake in that illusion.
Participate in an illusion.
Yeah, like
That sounds like bullshit to me. I do think that voting is more important with your individual life around the community that you're around. Probably has a lot more to do with people you're around and yourself than a president does.
And also, people don't understand that most of the president's choices do not affect them directly. Right?
That's also, I think, a lot of. I mean, I was thinking about that just with politicians in general, but especially when you get higher up in it, that you have to have a disconnect, and you have like, because like when 300,000 people die in like a hurricane or an earthquake or a bomb, it's hard to empathize that as a human. But when you have one person or two people die, it's a lot easier to wrap your head around that.
Yeah.
When you're working with goddamn cities and countries and earths,
yeah. Not only
you don't
that,
have a very big point of view of, what you're doing.
Yeah, especially if the person making decisions lives on the other side of the country and visits your state once a year.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
all intertwined as well, but,
Like, how many fucking federal laws are there that impact your life daily? Probably a couple, but most of it's state laws.
Mm-hmm. Tend to agree. R&B in the morning. Jimmy Kimmel did Black Skin. Disney Universal says...
Jimmy, what are you doing, dude? Why are we not tearing down Disneyland, everybody? Oh, God. I brought up tearing down Disneyland to my boss just to see what she would say. I was like, how come no one's tearing down Disneyland? Like, Walt Disney was racist, right? She looked at me. She was like, vicious racist, horrible racist. I can't believe how far that man has come with what he used to fucking say and do. I was like, damn, all right, well. Great movies, though.
Disney in California reopening with some virus easing restrictions. SeaWorld opening.
Why?
Massive masks.
It's a great opportunity to close SeaWorld.
Some social distancing. Knott's Berry Farm and Universal Hollywood are already open for dining and shopping. To get close to people, get close to food, and most importantly, get your whiny ass kid to shut the fuck up for a couple seconds, dude. That's all I want.
Disneyland won't let you eat and walk around.
Yeah, there's no corn dogs on the move. I find that kind of interesting. Why that?
I don't know. Probably because you're
maybe like you're
don't have a
touching
mask
stuff
on,
and your crumbs.
but it's like you're fucking outside. You're not like, unless you're in I don't know how they change. Apparently they change how it works every week, or they find out some new
it's
shit.
kind of a fast moving thing.
Fucking apparently cases are down in LA County, but everyone's like, wait for winter because it's gonna come back.
Because one of the two truths about temperature, either it's good when it's cold or it's bad when it's cold.
Well, they thought that fucking the heat would fucking do something to it, and it kind of didn't. It turned out it was just social distancing that led to the decline. But what was I gonna fucking say? This doctor was saying there's probably not gonna be a flu season this year, so everybody's staying apart already. So it's probably just gonna be Corona season.
A sick tweet parody, pun not intended, but probably subconsciously intended, of does anybody get the normal flu during COVID? Because I haven't heard anybody get the normal flu.
Bro, I haven't sneezed in months. Like everything's
just subconsciously, not to fucking cough and sneeze.
Every time I feel a little bad, I'm just like, it's COVID. It has to be. But it's really just me being dehydrated.
Bro, I be drinking water like it's your mom's house podcast, dude. Your mom's house podcast, a comedian couple, and they have a nice water cam. Whenever someone takes a sip of water, they cut to that person taking a sip of water.
Wow.
Fun little inside thing, dude. Speaking of fucking podcasts, dude, let's listen to Joe Budden yell.
See, and that's the problem with these fucking DSPs. I come from music, fam.
Music.
But what's a DSP?
Some of these rules that y'all are...
Digital service provider.
Oh.
Which is really an overarching thing. I think it doesn't have to do with...
Just say music. SS. Streaming service.
Well, yeah.
Just thought of that right now. I don't think
anybody knows really what it... I think people would...
DSP, is he talking about DirecTV? Is he talking about fucking Warner? Is he talking about AT&T?
A lot of people think about music streaming.
See, and that's the problem with these fucking DSPs. I come from music, fam. Some of these rules that y'all are trying to put into effect, it's old game.
Oh.
It's an old game. I come from music, which means I've been robbed and scammed. For 18 years of my career in a game that I had no say-so on the rules that were being put in place. Podcasting, not so much, buddy. This is new ground. All you niggas is new here. Spotify, my contract with y'all, I helped design it.
He wrote it.
Y'all didn't know. There's an entire ecosystem here that you have to respect.
Have to. I like that little ad lib from Maul of have to. I thought that was funny.
So
I think his contract is up with Spotify, I think. And
if he designed the contract, why does he not like it?
I think once he met the goals that were set, there was no incentives given to him, which either is a bad contract or something. But maybe when he wanted to restructure it, everybody was like, nah, you already signed that contract.
And also 2 years is a very short contract. It's not like a 5-year thing.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe he wanted to restructure it after 2 years. And
it's like, yo, I'm fucking Joe fucking Rogan. I read a very interesting article today about Joe Rogan, and he was saying that Joe Rogan's stupid for signing with Spotify because Spotify could potentially make billions off of him when they only gave him $100 million.
That's kind of what Joe is saying, where like he's kind of they're basically just leeching off of a podcast more beneficially than the podcaster might be seen allegedly.
Yeah, exclusive podcast deals are fucking dumb.
Oh, it hasn't. I think Joe might have been, but the first one for that to happen to. So with him being angered, you might see some
good. Now we can use him as an example, ladies and gentlemen, not to sign $3 million podcast deals when in a year and a half somebody is gonna sign $100 million deal. Where do you think he's gonna go?
Being written, dude. It's a very wild, wild west.
Is he gonna go somewhere else, or is he gonna be his own thing?
He said he won't know, and can't tell you right now, but probably won't be on Spotify. He said.
The barrier to entry for podcasting is so fucking low. You really don't need to sign with anybody, unless they're like promoting the shit out of you. Still, even then, like,
yeah, especially with podcasting, that it is basically your audience is like they're there for you specifically, not the platform.
Yeah.
So just like they in the Button case followed him from goddamn everywhere to only Spotify, probably the same thing will happen.
Exclusive deals hurt not only the podcaster but the consumer. The consumer.
Why do you say that, Bonjan?
Because what if somebody doesn't have Spotify in their country and they can't listen to Joe Budden or Joe Rogan? They're fucked.
Get over it, dude.
They're fucked. Might as well own your own shit. You know, I don't even know if we own our own shit. Fucking.
I mean, is Anchor owned by Spotify?
Yeah. Hey. We didn't sign an exclusive contract.
I mean, there's probably a lot of details that we clicked the little box to.
I actually read the whole thing. They don't own it.
Another podcaster named something that was also the host of The Nod became upset after a Spotify-owned show became a Spotify-owned show after the company acquired Gimlet. They said at the end of the day, investing in someone's talent isn't the same as having the talent yourself. It's very strange that Spotify and Gimlet are the only people who can claim ownership over The Nod and its segments. So people getting a little stretched in the podcast game. Everybody's doing the new pod stuff, and people who own the Airbud waves are getting a little like, hey, this shit doesn't exist yet, dude. Let's fucking own it all? And people are like, hey, nah?
It's the .com bubble, dude. And it won't stop until people say no to these big-ass contracts. You know, this is just the beginning.
Same thing with it. It does very parallel the music industry of it, where, you know, the blueprint was set a long time ago, heavily favored to people who own stock in the music industry and use it to farm individuals into making money, lesser so than the companies as a whole.
These record labels are dumb for not making their own podcasts and fucking making some of their artists make their own shows and capitalizing on that.
It's a nice move.
You know? So Warner, hire me, CEO. We gotta take a break. We'll be right back.
Apparently you didn't like that album.
What? Which one was this?
It was the, like, Justified. He said it was the, like, it was him being solo, and he kind of assumed he had to make a R&B typecast album.
Man, Justin, this album was great, bro. Fuck off, bro. I like this more than the one you did with Timbaland, honestly. Low key.
There was, I forget what I read about that, but it was pretty interesting. I might have not done the justice what he actually said about it. But in my memory, I think he kind of looked down on it. But it's interesting what he said either way. It's R&B in the afternoon. It's the third trimester. Trimester has to do with abortion. Abortion jokes.
Abortion jokes. Abortion jokes. Did you follow fucking our boy, Amir Blumenfeld, on Instagram?
No. Did he get an abortion recently?
No, he was fucking going off on, like,
abortion.
You know how people are like, "Oh, if you support Trump, unfollow me." He was going on like one of those.
Does he have a girlfriend?
He does. Might be his wife. Might be his wife. Fucking yeah. So he's like, "If you support Trump, unfollow me." People were like, DMing him like, "Hey, dude, love you, but you know, you're being really what's that fucking word?
Let's start with B.
Starts with B.
Bigoted?
No. Word meaning one-sided.
Partisan.
Yes. No, yes, partisan. You're being really partisan right now, bro. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, unfollow me. And this one guy was like, he was like, bro, like, no, it wasn't. You like posted on a story, like, bro, your comedy makes me really happy. He's like, why would I make you really happy? Why would you want somebody that's begging you to unfollow me to make you happy? I was like, damn, dude, you're really going in on it.
To each his own, dude.
To each his own, dude. Jake and Amir, ladies and gentlemen.
That's weird. I'm still looking at pictures of Marcus.
Marcus?
Yeah.
Marcus Nicholas?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not his name.
the dude I brought up.
I saw fucking Sos the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was showing off some new music.
How's he doing?
He's chilling, dude. Just doing his thing. Making the fucking music.
That's good.
That's
I always
good.
enjoyed his music.
Yes. Fucking what a guy. Miss Rex.
I was looking at Rex's picture the
Rex
other day.
Is a cute boy. He has big paws.
Still, Bart's cuter.
Bart is...
I miss cats, dude.
You can't even compare it. Dog, I saw a cat. It looked like a cheetah on Craigslist. I was like, how much? You're like, $1,400. I was like, oh, no, thank you.
I'm finna swoop a cat, dude. Cats are chill.
$1,400, bro. Then the next day it runs away. Jesus Christ.
I do wonder about the inside-outside thing. Like, how do you keep it? You just force it indoors forever, right?
You keep everything shut.
Yeah.
Everything fucking shut. Yeah, because, you know, they'll try to get out. But if I had that $1,400 cat, I would never open a window again. I'd be like, you are staying here, Regal. That's what I would call her.
Regal.
Yeah. Bro.
Regal's a dope name.
Where's my fucking phone? You gotta see this cat.
Restream,
So
right?
cute.
You heard of Restream or nah?
No.
Restream is something that is kind of like an omni channel for live streaming because of YouTube and Twitch and Facebook and all that. Recently got a fuck ton of money, and that's about all. But I had some. You want to like send me a picture? Here, fuck, hold on. No,
$1,400.
do it again. We're looking at cats, everybody.
Oh my
Show
god.
show the cam, dude.
All has all the fucking shots. All the
It's
just the
cute.
cuteness.
I mean, hey, dude, with the shots,
Shots are ready to go.
with the shots, dude.
They're like,
is it
yo,
like
I'm
neutered
giving.
and shit?
I don't know, but she was like, yeah, they're usually like $2,000, so I'm giving you a deal. I'm like, oh
Oh.
well.
But I mean, with
I'm
shots
poor.
and shit, it's probably, I don't know, 500, 400, $600 with all the like medical stuff. Probably.
I don't know how much cat shots are, but dog shots are like $150 in the
It's
beginning.
like upkeep.
Plus upkeep, plus you gotta fucking buy food, but it doesn't howl when you leave. It shits in the litter box automatically.
Weird thing.
You can just literally leave for a week and it'll live, presumably, as long as there's enough food and water. And yeah, it'll just chill.
I mean, so would a dog, kind of,
No, a dog would fucking die, dude.
A week?
A week, a dog would. I think if Bar was left in here for a week alone, he would die.
Well, that's just because of weird dog companionship.
Yes, he would literally. He needs to be outside. He needs to go outside and run around.
White House announces creation of AI and Quantum Research Institutes. The White House today detailed the establishment of 12 new research institutes focused on AI and quantum information science. Agencies, including the National Science Foundation, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, which is very interesting, and U.S. Department of Energy, have committed to investing tens of millions of dollars in centers intended to serve as nodes for AI and quantum computing study. Laments over the AI talent shortage in the U.S. have become a familiar refrain. While higher education enrollment in AI-relevant fields like computer science has risen rapidly in recent years, few colleges have been able to meet student demand due to lack of staffing. In June, the Trump administration imposed a ban on U.S. entry for workers on certain visas, including for high-skilled H-1B visa holders, an estimated 35% of whom have an AI-related degree through the end of the year. And Trump has toyed with the idea of suspending the optional practical training program, which allows international students to work for up to 3 years in the U.S. after they graduate. Yeah, a lot of money for AI stuff. They probably want some fucking U.S.-born people
Probably want some
to
smarts.
be smart with it instead of other
give them all the
foreign
money.
people.
Really, I would think
Because
they
of
want
fucking-
foreign people. Foreign people
Why?
get the job done.
Well, I mean,
They're
that's
more
kind of
likely
the
to
thing,
graduate
right?
college. They fucking. Have you ever seen a foreign person's work ethic?
Kind of.
When I was I was working for that AT&T bullshit. My partner was from, I don't fucking know where she was from, and she was like, "Yeah," she was like, "Yo, I just came here to get money. I'm fucking stacking this paper," and she was the best salesperson, for sure. And I was like, "Huh, this seems like a direct result of where you're from. Like, you see being here as an extreme opportunity, and you're taking advantage of it. Me, I grew up here, so I'm just coasting. But
You know what is an interesting thing I read upon? That a lot of the major, which really only seems to be two, but black politicians were from immigrant, like first generation cats instead of like American born people.
yeah.
Um,
Wait, who was the Obama and who?
basically Kamala.
Where are her parents from?
I think Asian.
Really? She's Asian?
Yeah. I think she's half Asian.
What?
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
Kamala Harris.
But yeah, well, I don't think hella politicians are, all
Her mom
first
is
generation.
named Shamala.
Shamala.
Shamala looks.
But it was an interesting thing versus of like,
Indian?
you got American ancestors that grew up in the centuries of USA versus parents who didn't. How that dichotomy of experience in the US exists.
She's Indian and Jamaican. Those are some hard workers right there.
I guess so.
Fucking, those Jamaicans go fucking hard.
Okay.
They do, bro.
I mean, this is just every non-US born person goes hard.
Bro, have you ever been to a foreign person's house and seen, like, it's just each culture is so different when it comes to work. Like, for example, Sean grew up single Korean mother, super hardworking. That boy was always in some sort of tutoring, like always.
Mm-hmm.
And all my other white friends just weren't, you know? But it wasn't just him. It was also the other fucking Korean kids there. And I always used to wonder, like, why is it like just them or not just them? Why is it like every fucking Korean kid doing this? And I grew up and he was explaining to me, he was like, yeah, dude, education is fucking everything. Like, my parents live and die by education. Fucking, like, my mom will send me to school even if I'm dying, you know? Because that's what we're here for, the education.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do think that probably persists in American-born people as well. And there's kind of a general typecast of immigrant people doing that.
I do, but I don't think it's fucking... I think different cultures hold different things higher importance. For example, I think Hispanics hold family as the most important thing above everything. For Asian cultures, I believe it's education over family. Honestly. For black people, I don't know what it is.
Do you think there's American values?
I think America,
or do you think that's
as a culture,
ethnicity?
As a culture, is too young to directly identify it, you know? Something like, I guess you would have to be like, what is something that like every American does if they go start a life in another country? Like, what is the one thing that every American has in common? I can't think of that off the top of my head.
Isn't that maybe just the perspective of being somewhere where there's a lot of immigrants?
Huh?
So you have to go somewhere and you know, do something that seems different because you're not born in that country. Like if I go to goddamn France, it's going to be the same thing.
If you go to France, do you think you have to work as hard in school because their education is different?
I think
it's not as competitive.
Kind of the same thing when you have to hustle and bustle to get over into a country.
Like, it's way more competitive to become a doctor here than any other country. It's way more competitive to get a tech job here than any other country. And fuck, what was the other point I was gonna make? And oh yeah, a lot of fucking cultures, like when they fucking came to America on the fucking Ellis Island boat or whatever, they came here under the conditions that they had to fucking be educated, right? You know, stark contrast to black people who just fucking came here because they were enslaved. But fucking a lot of cultures came here for the education, and that just continued in generation, you know? That's why you see a lot of Indian kids are like, oh man, if I don't get become a doctor, my parents will disown me, because that's why they came here, for me to be a doctor.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I always wonder what it's like fucking, like, if I went to another country for, I guess, to have a better life. I guess if there's like a country with more opportunities in America, and I was like, my kid needs to grow up there, and I went over there so they could become something, and they grew up in that culture, and they become fucking, you know, ingrained in that culture, and they want to do something else. I wonder how I would perceive that, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying with it's basically just the perspective of being a country where there's a lot of immigration too.
Have you ever seen Crazy Rich Asians?
No.
There's a character in there. She's like, She's like a really rich Asian. And her son is like, of course, really rich too. He falls in love with some other Asian lady who's just like an American fucking, she's like a professor. She's not rich or anything. She grew up super American, and she's talking to her boyfriend's mom. And her boyfriend's mom is like, I think it's great that Americans put happiness over work because we don't do that here.
I don't think that's true.
I think it is true, bro. Think about it. Every day you're told to follow your dreams, pursue happiness. That's a pretty American thing.
I don't think that's true.
You should think about that, bro.
You think the people trying to be happy is a major pursuit of America?
Yes.
Compared to other places?
Compared to China, for sure.
I've never been in China, B. How am I supposed to know if they don't like happiness?
You should read
About what?
other cultures. Bro, Americans, dude, America's whole thing is life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Like, fucking dropping college and coming to fucking LA to make it as a rapper, that's a pretty American thing. You know, that's a pretty American ideal, to put everything on the line so that you can be happy in the future.
Entrepreneurialism and happiness compared to each other.
Yeah. I'm not saying America's the only country that does it. Like, fucking, you could
That's the
do
only
that.
one where it's on the billboard.
I want to argue that it might have been the first country where it was like mainstream, you know?
Happiness?
No. Fucking putting
Pursuing
yourself first.
something else
Hyper-individualism.
Sure.
Right? Instead of doing something for the whole, you're doing something to make yourself happy.
Sure. I tend to think that's not an American only thing.
I'm not saying it's an American only thing. I'm saying compared to China, it's like a pretty stark contrast.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Where are we at? Oh, we at 2 minutes.
Wackety woogity booty bee. It's R&B in the evening time, and you're listening to DJ Long D's Nuts.
You should watch that movie. Crazy
Rich Asians?
Yeah.
You should watch HBO Watch.
I'm trying, dude. I'm really trying.
really?
No, I didn't try. But I'll give it a try.
Why did you tell me you're trying, dude? You're trying to listen to R&B
I'm trying
in the
to
morning.
start watching it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a Friday if you're listening to on a Friday. We'll be back every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday until I die at the age of 28. Gonna plan it, not on purpose, but on accident.
Yep. Amen.
That'll be fun. Gonna have a big extravaganza episode for that. It's called Oopsie.
Oopsies. All right,
Thanks
guys.
for
We'll catch
listening.
you. Have a great weekend.
Drop an Instagram. Drop a something.
Bye.
Not gonna do